What's up, folks, and welcome back to Dyce Reacts, where we are staying in Australia tonight. We are going to be checking out, is it worth moving to the Gold Coast, Australia? I know I'm going to learn something today. Yes. Grammar side checks one out. We ain't going to waste no more time. Just going to get right into it, folks. We're going to get right into it. Oh, yeah.
Okay, let me give you a brief overview about Gold Coast. Gold Coast is now the 5th largest city in Australia, and currently the Gold Coast is home to almost 700,000 people. And you probably heard that this city...
Okay, Gold Coast, I thought he was referring to coastal areas when I had Gold Coast, but it's actually a city. That's the first time I'm hearing this city in Australia. Like, wow.
It's very popular for its amazing beach lifestyle, but it's also very well known for its cultural diversity. An interesting fact is that 1 out of 3 people living in the Gold Coast was born overseas. So yes, it's a very, very multicultural city. Now, let's talk about working in the Gold Coast. There are around 378,200 people employed in this city. And the industries that employ the most workers are the healthcare and social assistance sectors, retail trade, accommodation and food services, professional scientific and technical services, and construction. And the most popular occupations in the Gold Coast are professionals, so people working in professional services, technicians and trade workers, clerical and administrative workers, managers, and sales workers. And you might be interested to know that the industries with highest projected growth in the Gold Coast are the healthcare and social assistance sectors, professional scientific and technical services, retail trade, education and training, and accommodation and food services. And if you've seen my other videos on the Australian labour market, you probably saw as well that the healthcare and social assistance sectors are the highest growing industries in Australia as a whole. The unemployment rate in the Gold Coast is only 2.1%, so a very, very low unemployment rate. And the average annual salary in the Gold Coast is between 57,162 Australian dollars per year and 71,586 Australian dollars per year. Okay, if you're an international student interested in coming to Australia, specifically to the Gold Coast to study, something that you should know is that the main universities in the Gold Coast are Griffith University, Bond University, and Southern Cross University. And of course, as I said in other videos, if you're interested in pursuing vocational education and training qualifications, you may look at TAFE institutes. I have a whole video explaining the higher education system here in Australia, so I highly recommend checking that out. I'm going to leave the link in the description below. Now, in terms of tuition fees for international students, you can expect to pay a bit over 20,000 Australian dollars per year for each academic year. Now, lifestyle and cost of living in the Gold Coast.
Let's go. I want to add. This is interesting already.
Something that you should know is that since the pandemic, more and more people have been moving to the Gold Coast, and this city has actually become one of the fastest growing cities in the country. But the dark side of this population growth is that rent prices have skyrocketed to the point where people living in the Gold Coast today, they pay more rent than the average.
That's the downside of when something has gotten popular, especially a location. Those things normally happen. Prices go up, cost of living go up, the rent and all that. Thinking that she was talking about coastline areas, but I didn't know it was an actual city. Please forgive me, like Brian Adams. Please forgive me, man. I did not know. I am learning, man. I am learning. Trust me.
Australian. Because of this, rent prices are pretty high, and you can expect to pay around $450 per week on rent for a 1-bedroom unit, and over 650 Australian dollars per week for a 3-bedroom house. Now, let's talk about the weather in the Gold Coast. Gold Coast is well known for its very warm, humid weather, with July and June being the coldest months in this city, and January and February the hottest but also the wettest months, with a very subtropical kind of weather. Does Gold Coast have beaches? Of course it does. It's actually very well known for its amazing beach lifestyle. Some of the most popular beaches in the Gold Coast
So
are
nice, man.
Main Beach, Bali Heads, Coolangatta Beach, and others. So if you love living by the water and going for a surf and a very laid-back kind of lifestyle, Gold Coast is an amazing, amazing choice. Apart from its amazing beach lifestyle and laid-back lifestyle, Gold Coast is also very well known for its huge range of entertainment options.
It's like a nightlife.
An interesting fact is that the Gold Coast is actually the city where most Australian high school graduates go to celebrate their Schoolies Week. And if you're not familiar with what Schoolies is, this is basically a tradition here in Australia where high school graduates go on holidays for a week after the final exams to celebrate the end of secondary school. So if you're looking for amazing entertainment options and restaurants and nightlife, Gold Coast has a lot of activities to offer, and the most popular spots for those kind of activities are Surfers Paradise, Mermaid Beach, and Broad Beach. Bear in mind though that these are very, very touristic areas. So if you're not a fan of big crowds, perhaps it's best to avoid them. At the same time, it's a must see in the Gold Coast. So yeah, just go for a little walk, enjoy, and then go back. Now, public transport. Surprisingly, the Gold Coast is very, very well connected. And I say surprisingly because before going to the Gold Coast for the first time, I thought that I was going to see cars absolutely everywhere, which is kind of the case. But at the same time, public transport is really, really good. You have a wide range of options from buses to trains, trams, as well as scooters, bicycles. So the city itself is very well connected. Okay, what's my final conclusion about the Gold Coast? In my personal opinion, I think Gold Coast is an amazing choice if you are a young professional or perhaps a backpacker looking to live by the water and looking for a laid-back kind of lifestyle. And if you love surfing, love the ocean, the Gold Coast is a no-brainer, really. And of course, if you are a retired person as well, the Gold Coast is an amazing choice too.
Guys, I'm trying to record this video. I think about 10 trucks, I'm talking about huge trucks, have just passed. And I had to stop each time. So please forgive me for all the editing that you're gonna see. My goodness, today is just a busy day where I'm from. The Gold Coast. I learned a new city in Australia. I think I know Melbourne, Perth, Gold Coast, Sydney. And there's another one, the next popular one. Can't remember off the top of my head. Definitely, it just seems like an interesting city, and I just love the layout, especially by the coastal side. It's just so nice. And the building, there was a building with a strange type of shape, you know what I mean, a very strange type of shape. This has to be a building that's really well known in the Gold Coast. So if you guys know what building this is, hit me up in the comments. I really love it. It looks very, very strong. It looks earthquake proof, if you ask me. Yeah, I might be wrong, but you tell me, what is the significance of this building? What is inside there? What takes place there? As always, I learn a lot from her videos. Some people say she's basically exaggerating to a point, or she doesn't know what she's talking about. It goes half and half, but I learned something new regardless. If you want to see that long after that I do, hit me on Dyce Reacts where I do music reactions. This is where I'm going to be making my exit. So until next time, peace out.